In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up an automation workflow inside of the Evolve dashboard. For example, as you can see here, what you're going to be doing with this is you're going to be setting up a sequence of emails that go out to a person who fills out a form on your website. So the first thing you need to do is you need to understand that you need a landing page. And you're going to go inside of sites and funnels, and you will notice that I've got, for example, a bunch of different funnels here. But what you're going to do is you're probably going to duplicate another simple landing page funnel that you have, one that would have a basic page and then a confirmation page. So you'll always need a minimum of 2 pages in this kind of a funnel. So you've got a landing page where the information about that event or about that offer or whatever is, and then the form that you also have to create. And then from that, when a person completes the form, then they're going to get onto the confirmation page, which basically says, hey, thanks, check your email for confirmation details. If it's in the junk mail folder, mark it as safe, etc. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create that funnel. So duplicate any one of those funnels here that you have inside of your design, or you can go ahead and create a brand new one by hitting new funnel and then going to funnel templates and then picking out any one of the different designs that are here. I'm going to suggest that you duplicate another page or funnel that you have just to make sure that you're keeping everything on brand. Now, once you have that, you're going to go over to forms and you're going to add a different form. Now, you could create a brand new form from scratch, or I would suggest that you take the same form that you've used before, click on the 3 dots and hit duplicate. So this one, I'm going to call it, let's just say an event. So this is going to be a, not webinar, this is going to be, let's say, email nurture sequence. Okay, so I'm going to hit confirm. And that will duplicate this web form. I do need to go in this form right off the bat and just make sure that I've got everything set. So first name, last name, email address, and then the consent and all of this, the button here. So you can just change and update all that information here. The privacy policy and the terms of service would have been copied over and duplicated from the previous form. So pretty much this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and hit save and then back. This will make sure that I want to use this email nurture sequence inside of a specific funnel. So let me just take a quick look here and see which funnel I want to duplicate. Okay, I have this blue clean funnel page. So I'm just going to duplicate that one and clone. I'm going to call this email nurture. And it's going to go in this account for me. You're not going to see that. And as this is creating itself, the key is this is going to be any form. Again, it could be for download that they got. It could be a webinar or an event or something that they're basically doing. All right, so email nurture. Okay, now I can go ahead and preview that by clicking this, but I'm just going to go ahead and start clicking edit. So this should have been or should be based on your brand. Again, duplicate what you've already been given. And so once I have all of that information here, I'm just going to delete all of this stuff because I just want to make this super simple. So I'm not going to include a bunch of extra things. And on this side, I'm going to just add a form. So go ahead and find the forms, select the form, and this is one, the email nurture, and just design this based on all that you need. Obviously, there's not going to be a button here. The focus is going to be this form. I want you to go ahead and click on the publish. Sorry, for me, I'm going to save it because I don't have a domain yet here. You're going to hit the publish and you're going to apply that. Now, from here, now I've got one landing page, and I'm going through this real quick because this is the easy part. I'm going to go ahead and clone this funnel step to the same funnel, and I'm going to rename this to confirmation. Again, the only reason why I'm doing this is so that I can get the same branding. Publishing, and I went to the publishing tab here, confirmation, and then just change this URL to email confirmation or whatever you want. Okay, now I'm going to just double check the main URL for this sales page, and it's /sales page. So it would be email whatever you want to call it on your end, okay? Because it depends on what you are doing. Could be a webinar, could be an event, could be whatever that is. So once that is set up, I'm just going to go over to confirmation and click on edit. And I'm going to get rid of everything as much as possible, except some of the branding like the logo and all that type of stuff. I'm going to delete this column here. Oops. Delete, 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 and then just say, congratulations. All right. Check your email, etc. You're just going to fill out the rest of this information. Hit publish on that side. And when that is ready, you've now got the sales page or the landing page, whatever that is, and the confirmation page. Now I need to go back to the landing form page. I need to select the form and the redirect action. I want to go to the next step. Okay, so when they fill out this form, what happens when they fill it out? They go to the next step. So hit publish. And that's it for that end. Now what we have to do is to say, what happens when they fill out that form? What happens next? Well, that's inside of your workflows. So we're going to create a new workflow. I'm going to create it from scratch so that you understand how to do this from scratch. I'm going to name this something up here that I know, right? And I can use this workflow AI, but I'm not going to do that. Basically, I'm going to go to add new trigger. And I know that what's going to trigger this workflow is a form that's being submitted. So click form submitted, add a filter, because it's not just any form. It's specifically the form is the email nurture. All right. So once I do that, then I know, okay, once that form is submitted, now it triggers the rest of this workflow. And all you have to do is email, send email. And this is obviously, you're going to put your name in here. You're going to put your email address, hello at that. You're going to type in your subject and whatever your subject line is. And then you're going to type in your message, hi. And if you want the first name, you're going to click on the custom values, first name. So glad you got registered, blah, 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 right? You're going to put all your information in here, chat soon, and add a bunch of different carriage returns to the end. And then you're going to say how long to wait. So let's just wait. Hit wait, and they're going to wait, let's say 24 hours. Okay, and now what's the nice part is instead of saying plus email and then adding an email from scratch, what you can do is simply duplicate these two. So just go the three dots, say copy all actions. So it's this one and everything below it. So copy all actions, and you can see here, actions copied, paste them into any workflow. So if you hover above this little plus sign, this little guy shows up here. Click on that, boom. So now it took those two and it copied it here. So now if I send this email out, and then I can say here, I can just rename it, wait one day. Then it waits one day and then it sends out this email. So this is going to be your second email, right? And then this one here is also wait one day. As you can see, 24 hours or one day. It doesn't, you can pick whatever. And then if you've got a series of them, you can just say copy all, and this is everything below it. Paste, boom. Now there's another 2 emails. So you can see here, I've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 different emails. And if I want to finish it off, I can just say copy this one email, and that's 5. All right. So this is, they sign up on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And you get to change the sequence or the wait time sequence in all of these things by adjusting that. All right. Now there is one advanced feature if you only want it sent out during, the morning hours. Let's say this person signs up at 5 p.m. This is going to be 5 p.m. the next day, 5 p.m. the next day, and so forth. But if you want, you can say wait 24 hours and only activate it in the mornings. right? So it's a window from, let's say, a lot of emails in the morning go out between 6 and 7, right? Between 6 and 7 a.m. So it's going to wait 24 hours. And then if it's 5 p.m., it'll wait the next morning. Okay, so it's going to be, let's say, it's going to be almost 36 hours, okay, in this example. So they fill out the form, they immediately get this email. It waits 24 hours and then sends it out between the hours of 6 and 7 a.m. So the next occurrence of 6 to 7 a.m. And then the rest of this is exactly 24 hours after that first message, exactly 24 hours after that second message, and so forth. So this is how you would send or create that email nurturing sequence. Now, once you've done all of that, you're going to hit publish, and then you're going to save this. Now this is fully activated. And so when you go inside of here, you can see that the email nurturing form is published. And here's some quick numbers. You can see that it's got 0 enrollments, but if I ended up filling out that form, it would have another person who's enrolled in it, plus the active enrolled. So the total enrolled is how many people have ever gone through this workflow, and active are who is still in the workflow. Because this workflow here was 5 days long, if you remember, the wait sequence was a day, a day, a day, a day. I might have 100 people enrolled, but only 35 of them are still inside receiving one of those 5 messages. That's basically how you would read those numbers. And that's pretty much it. You're just going to make sure that you select and configure all of the emails and the timing, and then you're all set. All right, if you guys have any questions, let me know inside of the community. Cheers.